It's the Cowhead Show, and we go to the hotline and welcome back to the show our friend, once again, the lovely Lisa Lampinelli. How are you, Pumpkin?
Good, our friend once again.
Yeah, I'm glad. I even every once in a while I see you on TV and I go, oh, because, there's people we like to fight with. We've had fights before, and, what's that bitch's name from the top model?
Adrian
Curry. Do you know who she is? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the word.
Right. Yeah. Oh, sorry. There you go. All right, sorry. And we fight with her, and I don't ever have any because she's also an F-list celebrity, so I don't care. But there's certain people you never want to make up with. But when we were fighting with Lisa, I was like, oh, this is terrible because we had such a good relationship. But now we're all friends.
I know it is good, and I'm on the F list, as in other ways, but hopefully not for long.
Hey, good sticking it to Paul Schaefer the other night.
Oh, wasn't that cute? He was so funny because that first roast, nobody ever rebroadcast that roast, that Chevy Chase one. It's it was so horrible, no one ever saw it again. So it was good to bring it up because nobody remembers it.
I had a friend one time that taught me when I was coming up in radio that some of the best deals are the ones you don't take, and I think that you not taking some of those roasts and walking away from certain things helped elevate your status in Hollywood. I think you've become bigger from some of the things you've walked away from.
I don't know, dude. I'm totally not elevated. In my opinion, I'm oh my God, it's never where's my next meal coming from. It's always oh my God, does anyone know who I am? I have no idea what my reach is at all.
Oh, but that's you being self-conscious, though.
I guess, but with this Celebrity Apprentice, dude, I'm telling you, people will absolutely know my name way too much. They'll know it in screaming. They'll know it in eating. They'll know it in crying. It's insane. You'll love it.
All right, so a couple of weeks before Christmas, I was in the Grove in Los Angeles just visiting, and I get out of the car, and who gets out of the car behind me? The valet was George Takei. And
yes.
and I'm a big I can't stand Star Trek, but I'm a huge Howard fan. So I see George and I go, George! I yelled out to him as if I knew him. And I'm a big mammoth of a man and he's a tiny little gay guy. And I was with my father, and my father was like, you scared the hell out of him. But we went over and I talked to him and we took a picture, and then I walked away, and I'm hetero. I've been married for almost 10 years.
Right.
But I started saying that George Takei, he smelled delicious. He was dressed very nice. I could see how younger gay guys go for George, and he could be getting a girl ass at 75 if he was straight.
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you what. When I walked down those stairs and I saw that George was actually on The Apprentice, I was thank God, an ally, a gentleman. Because honestly, if you look at the cast list, it's not that horrible when it comes to the men. But when you see a guy who's old school, who's a real gentleman, who actually will not backstab you, I'm you know what, my little Japanese friend is going to come in very handy. So it's always great to see him.
Why is it that the gays love you? You always have you address the gays, the gay section. Why is it that they love you? Because you're equally as mean to them as you are to everybody else.
I'm probably worse to them. I think that's it. It reinforces their enormous self-hate, which they have for being, they're gays, so they're going to hell. God doesn't like them.
Right.
So I feel they'll enjoy that. Also, some of them think I'm a drag queen, which is fine, because you know what? If I have to tuck my penis with duct tape, I'm all for it. So I just think they buy in somehow to a big drag queen who's mean.
That's so funny. You were on a kick where you had hair extensions and you were doing all this crazy stuff, and then you got married, and now you look like more normal Lisa than I'm used to seeing.
Oh my God! Let's put it this way: I had lost 30 pounds before the wedding, and I didn't want to gain it all back before I got married because that's for after.
Right.
I wanted in the prenup for it to say I can gain 10 pounds a year if I earn $100,000 more every year. I think that's a really good compromise.
Sure, in relation, that works out perfect.
Perfect. Jimmy gets to live high on the hog, and I get to eat, and I don't care. And the thing is, you know what? Dude, this is horrible. I'm on this Celebrity Apprentice.
Right.
It's killing me because you cannot stay awake. You have to work so hard. And all I did was eat sugar the whole time. I got to now go on Dancing with the Stars to lose the weight that I gained on the Celebrity Apprentice. It's insanity. Everybody got fat.
Did you enjoy your time doing this? Because I know a lot of people walk away. Daryl Strawberry quit the goddamn thing right in the middle. Did you like being a part of it once you saw how much work?
What a pussy these athletes are. You ever notice the Strawberry leaves? And remember Jose Canseco leaves.
Yeah.
Johnson leaves. They're babies. I love it. And you know why I love it? Because you know how comics work harder than anybody else. How we're out there, we can't hire anybody for the first 15 years. We can't afford anyone, so we know how to do things. I wouldn't say I enjoyed it, meaning it was easy because it was super hard. It was definitely the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
Right.
It's huge, long hours. It's self-abuse. It's like physical, emotional, and mental torture. But guess what? I freaking love to work, so I had a good time with it.
How did you do? I know you can't give anything away, but how do you do?
I'll just give you one hint. People are going to see way too much of LL, okay? If you're a fan of mine, you're going to be happy. If you hate me, you're going to hate turning on that TV every week.
What about Trump? You like him or no?
Well, yeah, because what happened was he requested me personally because of the roast. Remember when we roasted him a couple years ago?
Yes.
And he remembered the jokes. He loves me, so he requested me. NBC likes me. Mark Burnett likes me. So pretty much, dude, you know how it is.
Yeah.
If somebody's courting you, like you feel like you're the belle of the ball, and they're like going, oh, we want you on this so badly. And I always wanted to do it because I thought it would showcase that comics actually have brains and that we're not like stupid and just tell jokes and that's
But
it.
it's also like you said that too many pussies on that show, and that you have somebody like we're all watching for the fight, same reason you watch NASCAR for the accidents. But you're a good fighter. Like finally, they got somebody in there that could hold their own.
Oh my God, dude, I throw down. There's something. There was one episode where I just said to myself in my head, I am so hated by America right at this very second. I got to do something to turn it around.
Really?
And, just one episode. The rest, I was very good. It's sort of, tempering the funny with the yelling, and I would get a tear in my eye when I had to, just to kind of like remain sweet to certain people.
Right.
Play the game, and I was emotional, and it was fun. But there was at one point, dude, I think it was like, oh my God, 3 weeks in or something, that I was just like, oh my God, I just went over the line with somebody. I better pull a rabbit out of the ass, and thank God I think I did.
Don't you feel comfortable about it? I mean, like I feel like once, like a lot of times if I have a call on this show where somebody gets me all fired up and I get all angry and crazy, and I realize I probably went too far, and then I go home and I'm like, that was awesome. I totally went too far. I called the little girl a whore or whatever.
Yeah, no, totally, man. I mean, how many times can you scream in somebody's face, "You're so stupid, you should die"? I mean, is that really nice?
You didn't make any deaf jokes behind Lou Ferrigno's back, did you?
I can't even believe you just said that because I totally did.
Oh! You don't want to see him when he's angry.
Well, there's Lou Ferrigno. I'll tell you what. Everyone who's an Italian on that show, and there were way too many of us, every one of those people has a fiery sense of humor and a fiery wit. So we were all like throwing down all the time. But like Lou, he'll get on your nerves with this deafness. I like the deaf, or the retarded, as I like to call them, better than most people. But boy, oh boy, no matter how hard I yell, this guy can't hear me. I feel that's very insulting to me as a human being. And I feel you should listen more clearly.
He's not fully deaf, is he?
He's pretty deaf. I mean, if he's not facing you, he can't hear you, I don't think.
He was deaf when it was convenient. That's what I
Lisa, if I can't see you, I can't hear you. You have to stand in front of me.
Well, you know what the weird thing is? There was one seat on the van that he could sit in and like actually hear everybody. So I always tried to steal the seat so I could walk behind his back. In the end, I'm telling you, I don't think I have any true enemies from the show except two, which is pretty good for a cast of 18.
Is one of them that bitch from the Jersey Housewives?
It might be, might not.
Oh, good.
But she's rough. This is like, Clay Aiken is cool because he said it best on the Today Show. He goes, Teresa is the nicest person in the world until she's not nice anymore. It's like, goes way too far.
How about Clay? I asked George Takei about, George Takei, as queenie as they come, was calling Clay Aiken gay. Like, he was like,
Yes, he's a big honking fag. And the thing is about Clay is, I ended up really liking him, but at first I was kind of put off by him because he's very quiet and he's very like, you almost assume he's going to be snobby because he sings them gay-ass songs.
Right.
So I kind of realized I misjudged him because I was kind of going, well, he sings like a Josh Groban fag, so whatever. But it ended up he was good. Me and him actually have some funny little fights. So
he's on our list because he was coming to town. Well, I mean, like, listen to what he did. He was coming to town, and you probably have a little more insight now that you know him. He was in town to perform, and I had put out an interview request with him because Galvin and I watch American Idol. And this guy had a crazy journey. He was pretending to be straight, then he was getting married, and he had a kid, and then all of a sudden everything was out in the open. And I figured his life was probably a little easier. And he was on American Idol. He didn't win, but he became a huge superstar. And they actually said yes. So we got him on the phone, And I went to, I was talking, I was like, hey, Clay Aiken's on hold, let's welcome him to the show. And I went to the phone, he realized that we weren't like a faggoty top 40 station, and he freaked out. Hey, fellas, I gotta go, I got sound check, and just like hung up on us. Yeah, I think he was like a little gay deer in the headlights.
Well, I think he's changed because, boy, this bitch can hold her own. Honestly, she was a tough competitor. She was just really like, at first I didn't know what to do because you always think those people with, like you said, that candy-ass image, but sometimes they're not so what we think.
That's so
there
funny.
were a few real pieces of work, man. You saw that cast list. It's friggin' insane.
I can tell you, one of the most celebrity-filled cast lists for a Celebrity Apprentice.
No kidding. I mean, between Arsenio, Dee Snider. Dee Snider is awesome. I like him.
He's on the show tomorrow, right? Or is that tomorrow, John? He's on the show tomorrow.
Celebrity wife swap. Can you imagine swapping wives? You know who he swaps wife with?
Yeah, with Flavor Flav.
Is that horrifying? That little freaking Mr. Hanky, the Christmas Pooh, he's going to hang out with his wife. I mean, it's an upgrade if Dee Snider seems like the good one.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. See, a good group of celebrities, especially like for this kind of show, like people we know. I become kind of Twitter buddies with Donald Trump Jr., and we had him on the show last week. He spoke highly of you.
I love him. Can I tell you, I'm so evil. Donald Trump, do you watch The Apprentice, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, you know how, like, one Trump's kid is in charge of each team and, like, kind of checks out how they're going and this and that?
Right.
Well, Trump Jr. was our guy. And, boy, what's great about him is the minute you decide to use your resources with that guy, I told him the truth all the time behind all the girls' backs, so I was a total rat on everybody. And I would totally tell him the truth. Go, this bitch doesn't work hard. Like, she's horrible. She should die. You got to get rid of her. And he'd really back me up. He's a good guy.
Oh,
he also has a sense of humor. He's not like, all stuck up and like rich and stuff.
No, he in a roundabout way, he told us he smoked a lot of pot in college and that he watched he's on computer porn a lot late at night. That's what he kind of said in a roundabout way the other day.
That's absolutely true. That's so funny, man. Yeah. Oh well, yeah, it's a good crew. There's, like I said, there's some that I don't scare easy because I got a big freaking mouth and I got a lot of platforms to talk about people.
Right.
But there are a few literally like sociopathic type of people where you go, I'm scared that they have no boundaries or limits as far as, how dirty they'll fight once this thing is over.
You know what, though? Yeah. Like who's powerful on that cast, non-Trump related, that could really have an effect on... I see your star rising a lot faster than most of the people that are on that show.
Well, let's hope. There's just some vindictive folks, and hopefully they'll all eventually, I know as corny as it sounds, hopefully they'll all just be like, dude, it was for charity. Come on.
What charity are you playing for?
The homos. I enjoy the homos very much. It was called the Gay Men's Health Crisis, which is the ones who do a lot of AIDS, care for people with AIDS and stuff. And the thing is, I always get mad at these other charities. Clay has his little freaking handicapped kids. So what? Mine are dying of the AIDS, Clay. Get it together.
When it comes down to it. We're talking to Lisa Lampinelli, extremely funny comedian. You know her from Comedy and the Roast and now the upcoming season of Celebrity Apprentice, which starts in February. I know also that I saw you a couple of times on Whitney Cummings' show.
Yes, I was on there. She wrote me in on a part. It was really cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, see, that's good because in the beginning, you like a lot of times we'd have comedians in here and they all wanted to hate you. But yet, I think as time went on and you became more popular, then they all changed their tune. Oh, no, she's really funny. Put her in the show.
Right, that was nice of her because, honestly, Whitney Cummings owes me nothing. I've never done anything for her because, she was established before I came into her life, But we're on these roasts together, and she's like, I'm going to write you in a part. And I'm like, oh, that'll be nice, but you don't really think anybody's going to do it.
Right.
I make tons of empty promises over and over. I'm not going to help you ever.
I keep holding out for that.
What's that?
That's what I do. Every celebrity friend we have, I'm like, come on, there's got to be a fat neighbor somewhere that you need to put it in. There's got to be a bald Italian that you want to come on the show. I could fit in one of these parts.
Definitely. See, I agree with you. I could be a fat, bald Italian anytime. I was really happy she did that because that shows she has a lot of heart.
This is the great thing about Lisa. Never holds back. Now, NBC will take these celebrities. And you know how they did the interviews is they sent me over the holidays a request. They said, do you want to talk to somebody from the new cast? I said, yeah, great. Who? And they said, well, we're not announcing it till the Wednesday after you get back on the air. But we'll give you the categories and pick one. So I picked the TV legend. Then all I did was Google it, got on the Google box, and realized it was probably either George or Arsenio. And since I had my man-on-man crush on George, I was hoping it was him. And then they'll continue to take you guys out. You were on Letterman, and then they tell you they're gonna bring you to this basketball game.
Oh, that was even worse.
Yeah, tell me about this.
Yeah, it wasn't even like it was a gift. This was part of the promotional tour. We have to get up at 4 a.m., hair and makeup, do the Today Show for the big announcement, then do press, dude, literally all day. There was not a break. There was a lunch break, of course, but then we're on, CNN, TV Guide. They had us really working. And to tell you the truth, me, Clay, and Dee Snider were really carrying the ball a lot because we're funny and we have personality. The others were fine, but we were really working our ass off. So all of a sudden they go, you got to go to this NBA game, this Knicks game at Madison Square Garden, and just be on the big camera, big screen, so we could promote the show.
Just be seen. I want you out to be seen.
Right. And I'm like, I don't want to go because I'm really tired, and everybody else was backing out. And then they were kind of begging us. So me, Teresa, and Diana, who was Miss Universe, we said, you know what, let's go. Let's not be a-holes. We'll sleep tomorrow.
Right.
So we go down there, we're all hanging out, everything's fine. All of a sudden, here are your tickets, Lisa. Here are your tickets, Diana, Teresa. Diana, Teresa are in the first row. I'm like a loser with two NBC execs up in the 11th row.
Oh, and you weren't even with other celebrities?
Horrible. Well, it was just us three. And I said, you know what? I wouldn't mind if we were all in the 11th row. I wouldn't mind if we were in the bleachers having fun with the fans. The fact is you don't treat anyone unequal and like they're second class. So I said, I am the Rosa Parks of this bitch. I'm like, I am absolutely not staying if I'm not seated with the other celebrities. It's just BS.
Right.
Why? Because I'm not as pretty or as thin or as young. Hey, I might not be the flavor of the month, but trust me, when you watch The Apprentice, you're going to know who creates more of a stir, me or those whores.
But also for me, I have no idea who the Miss Universe chick is. And Teresa, only because, I'm up late at night. I watch that show sometimes.
Right.
But for the most part, you are absolutely the most recognizable. If they're trying to get celebrities on TV, that was a ridiculous move.
Well, I just felt it was a dick move from the fact of, don't treat me like I'm second class just because I don't fit with your little stereotype. So that's my own defense mechanism. I get it. But I said I can't, stay there and put up with it. Unbeknownst to them, TMZ was at my house. That's what's so great. You could just call TMZ and they'll be, over at your house.
So you called TMZ and said, hey, I got things I want to talk about?
If I'm 100% real and not showing off with you, I will tell you I had called them at noon that day before any of this happened and just said, look, catch me coming out of the car. It'll be cute. I'll be all tired talking about what a great day it was and The Apprentice and this and that. So they don't know. They're already scheduled to be over.
Oh, that's great.
So, boom. I decided, I guess we're going to talk about something else instead. So I railed on them. I said I wanted an apology, a gift basket. I want some freaking Knicks tickets, and we created quite the little stir.
What did you get? What did you end up getting out of the deal?
Well, first of all, they already sent me flowers. They called with an apology, and they called my manager and asked what I wanted.
Well, flowers is what I send you when we have a fight on this show. This is NBC we're talking about. Hopefully,
that's true. Well, I said I wanted 2 pairs of really good Knicks tickets for Jimmy Big Balls, my husband, to go with a friend because I don't want to go, and this way I get him out of the house, and I could cheat on him with a big black. I think that sounds very good.
And are they going to come through with that?
They better, or else I'm going next week. I'll call you up and I'll tell you they didn't, and then make a jerk out of them again. See, this is what people don't get. I'm not employed by you. I don't care about a network. I'm self-employed and will always work somehow.
Yeah.
So I don't care about talking trash about these networks because if you don't treat me equally, I don't feel I owe you any respect.
And that's like I said earlier. Sometimes the if you're not afraid if you stick up for yourself, man, it goes a lot further. You know what this is talking like? You're talking like a rich woman is what you're talking like. Ralphie May, the comedian.
Yes.
Friend of the show, and Ralphie gets in the problem. Ralphie tells me, I don't care. I'm rich. I got a lot of money. I don't care what anybody. So that's the thing, and you probably live a much happier and freer life.
Well, the thing is, even if you're not rich, if you have some self-esteem too,
yeah.
It's I could put up with being crapped on earlier in my career, but once you learn to like yourself a little bit, you go, I can't just kind of go to the back of the bus. And I get it's not Rosa Parks and it's funny, but it's you know what? It's not fair.
No.
And you'll see. You'll see. There's a lot of crazy stuff like this.
They gotta be loving you. If you got the show hasn't even started. You've been on, and you get all this extra publicity that they're loving the extra publicity.
That's what's cracking me up because I Googled Celebrity Apprentice the other day right after this happened, and it was the first story that came up for the, Lisa unloads on NBC. But the fact is, it's publicity for them. You're right. They love it.
Well, I'm
And
fired up. The show doesn't start till, February 12th, I think?
Yeah, it's the Sunday after the Super Bowl, also known as the day homos don't really care about. Because I'm like trying to tell all my gay friends when it's on. Oh, Sunday after the Super Bowl. They're like, what? Clutching their pearls. They don't get it.
No idea when the Super Bowl. Well, listen, we got a long season of Celebrity Apprentice. We've got friends on the show now. Let's stay in touch. There may be an episode where you make Clay cry or where Teresa gets on your nerve. We may have to have you on the show again.
Just email me because honestly, there are so many episodes that you will be cracking up going, we have to ask her what really happened, why she screamed that loud. And stuff. So definitely hit me up.
And I'm sure there'll be more instances with TMZ and other publicity that you are great at generating. And I'm so glad we're friends again, and it's great to have you on the show and watch your huge success. And I love the fact that the homos don't know when Super Bowl Sunday is. It's the funniest thing. Lisa Lampinelli.
The best.
We'll keep in touch with you, Pumpkin. Thank you.
Okay, love you, man.
Bye. There you go. Wow, Calvin, I could see your face the whole time.
Hey,
Calvin just
what?
nods. He just nod. He's still. Hey, look, this is how it all started. And Galvin didn't. I wanted to bring her in the studio because Galvin was new, and he was like, "I don't like her. I don't think she's funny. I think she's hilarious."
I don't think she's necessarily that funny. I think she's nice, whatever. Good for her. She's doing well.
She's going to be a great guest on the Celebrity Apprentice.
I think she'll be very good on there. I think that she's very abrasive and, she puts it out there and stuff. I think she'll do really well on there.
What did I dump? You guys all made me hit the dump button at the beginning.
She said 3/4 of the C word.
All I heard her say was the C word.
She actually said it, and then she
resaid
said C
All
word.
right, I went with it. I got a double dump from you guys, and I dumped it. Well, good for her. One C word for Lisa Lampinelli, 20-minute phone call.
Not bad.
That's worth it.
Yeah.